These horsemen ride with the fist down inside, with heads like thunder, the rock of your pride. We'll have no mercy for big, far and wide.
What's up, whiskey chasers? How we doing today? If you can't tell, we are in the Lincoln Tunnel right now, headed out to Jersey. 2 Jersey videos in a row. Even though technically the last one we only rode through Jersey for a minute, but we still went. Headed out to Clutch Moto. The Indian demo truck is there. It's been there all week, and so we wanted to go out and ride some Indian motorcycles, the 2021 lineup. I'm pretty excited about this because ever since those bikes came out, I was really into them. The Scout, I'm not really 100% on. I've sat on one before, and even though my buddy Ricky Bobber has one and he really likes it, I'm just not too keen on the styling, the feel, stuff like that. However, the Chief looks incredible. So glad that they brought that, changed it around, did all that kind of stuff, and then the FTR looks like it's a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll be able to ride those. It should be a fun day. If you're new here, my name is Chase. This is the Whiskey Chaser channel. We ride motorcycles in and around New York City. Woo. We have a lot of fun doing it. If this is your first video, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing. If you're already a subscriber and you're returning to my channel, thank you. I love you. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now because this is going to be just another boring little ride out to Jersey. We'll see you when we get there. Alright, let's see what we got. First ride. This is my steed. I don't know why I decided to ride this big old behemoth at first, but it's gonna be fun. I have never ridden a bike this big. Ugh. Get the sunnies on. So this is a Indian Challenger 107, water cooled, 125 horsepower, I think is what he said. So good. Let's get this thing going. This thing is huge. Man, I'll tell you what though, this thing is comfy. So the windshield here does go up and down, he said, but unfortunately, as you can see, is not working. Ooh. Definitely would have been nice to have that windshield going, but it's okay. I feel like I'm sitting in like a throne of some sort. Yeah, I figured we'd go ahead and get the big boy out of the way. See how we feel about it. It's hard to find neutral, really hard. But the clutch is so light, you almost don't need to be sitting in neutral. You can almost just sit here and hold the clutch. What's nice about this route is it does take us on the highway, so we will get to test these on the road, which obviously we're doing right now, and then we'll get to test them on the highway. In the city driving, not that great. Not that great! I'm also just not tall enough for this thing. Like, I have a 30-inch inseam. I don't know. I don't feel super comfortable on it. That's one of the big problems, because like I have only been riding it for about 3 minutes. Riding a bagger. That's where we were supposed to go. Come on, man. There we go. This is one of the big reasons why I wanted to ride this bike first. We didn't really know this route. We don't know this area very well, so I wanted to have the map, see where the hell we were going. Woo! Yeah, I definitely wish this windshield worked because the wind is whipping right at the top of my helmet here. But I'm sure that if it did work, that this windshield would do wonders at blocking the wind. No points taken away. It's not their fault. 6 gear, got a gear indicator. That's nice. And this gear indicator works while the clutch is in, which on the Harley demo day, I talked about how the Harley-Davidson did not work. I know, just push everything. Got some little thingies I want to know what this does. Oh, that's cool. So this right here, if you press down or up when you're on the map, it zooms in or out. It's nice. It's a nice touch. Oh, look, a Sonic. Obviously, this thing has plenty of power, plenty of torque. It would have to in order to be a highway bike. Yeah, if I was riding something like this to Texas, that would be so much easier. Just the comfort. Yeah, so it wasn't really a highway, but nice to be able to get it onto a road that's not littered with stoplights. Riding this for an extended period of time would be wonderful. Wonderful. Damn, girl! That thing sounds great. The Softail Standard and the Street Bob, like basically the entire Softail line, they sound pretty weak in my opinion. And granted, 99% of stock exhausts are gonna probably get replaced anyway, but still, you want something that sounds good. That Chief sounds great. Even if you're gonna replace the exhaust or intake or whatever, maybe you don't have the ability to do that immediately. You still want a good sounding bike, right? And there we are, back again. Not too bad.
How was it?
Very big. So the Challenger was cool, but it was big and bulky and all that. So now we're gonna take out the Chief. This is gonna be the standard 111. I do have it in sport mode though. So that will be fun. Start. Oh, clutch. So let's see, these controls, very close. Very similar to how the Street Bob and Lowrider felt. Yeah, very close. Definitely would want some more forward style controls, but at least the brake feels like it's in the right place, as opposed to the Street Bob where it was flat. I would like the bars to be up a little bit higher, I think, but it still feels okay. Whew, it rips though. Definitely rips. You know, looking at it, you wouldn't think that this is how the seating position was, but I feel not cramped, but I just feel a little bit more up in like a sport position. Probably adjust these mirrors a little bit too, so I can actually see what the hell's behind me. Unfortunately, this one does not have the digital display. This is just the regular analog display. The Super Chieftain that he has back there does have the digital display on it, but he doesn't have the keys. So we can't take that one out today. That's alright though. We can still ride bike. I was hoping you would have one of the Chief bobbers. That comes with mini apes standard, and I feel like that would be a little bit better riding like up here, up around like this area. And then also the controls are a little bit more forward on that than they are on the standard here. It does not sound nearly as good on the bike, but that is to be expected as the exhaust is behind me and it is being shot back. Knowing that it sounds good though kind of like works into your mind, so I'm not too worried too much about it. This is a 111, not quite the biggest engine that Indian puts in a bike. Definitely a lot more streetable as to be expected. This bike weighs far less than that last one did. You're also in a much more nimble position. So as I said earlier, this 2021 Chief is the kind of the version of the Softail from Harley-Davidson. It's the mid-sized bike, more power than the Scout. Still a very day-to-day streetable city or highway bike. It does have a touring mode on it, which is cool, which means that you can get out on the highway, set it in touring mode, put the cruise control on at 60, 65, and use the smallest amount of gas. It'll let you get you a few more miles out of this tank. Kind of a strange rattling coming from the front of this. I don't think that turn signal is on very well. These are demo bikes. Demo bikes get dropped. It's to be expected on these things. This bike definitely has some battle damage. All right, let's see how this thing feels on a little bit of a faster roadway. I don't know if it's this bike in particular, but this clutch feels way better. It's not nearly as sensitive, but it still doesn't have like a super long reach, so it's a good pull. The button here for the turn signals feels very mushy. I noticed that on the other one too. You can, like the back and forth, the left and right to turn the signal on is fine, but pushing the button in to turn the signals off is very mushy. Feels very strange. Not quite sure that you've turned your signals off. You have to look at your gauge in order to determine if you've turned it off or if the blinkers are still going, so not quite sure how I feel about that, especially since that's not really like an upgradable type option to change those out. But I mean, it feels great. It feels really good on the highway. Feels good at higher speeds. It's solid, planted. On the last ride, there was a moment back there that we hit a bump in the road and the whole bike kind of went, it absorbed the bump, but it just made a weird noise. I was curious to see what this one would do when we hit that same bump, and we did. I really didn't notice it too much. There was a little bit of a noise, but it didn't really sound as bad as before on the other bike. Once again, gear indicator signaling what gear I'm in, no matter what, if the clutch is pulled in or not, which is fantastic. Really like that. Cruise control on this thing. Does work? I don't know. Set? No, not working. I don't know if it's just me or not. Set. Cruise is working. Okay, it's kind of finicky. The cruise indicator is right there, and it's really kind of hard to see. If you don't know what you're looking for, you'd miss it. I feel like they could have put a light in here somewhere, but whatever, I guess it is what it is. One of the things I liked about the Challenger is it had a light. Green light was indicating cruise control was active, and then an orange light indicated that cruise control was currently being used. So even though you would probably be able to tell if your cruise control is being used because your bike is going and you're not accelerating, it still is nice to have something come on and say, yes, it is working. This one just kind of like, if it works, it works, and you don't really know until you take your hand off the throttle and it keeps going. Which, I mean, essentially, it doesn't sound like it's that big of a deal. It sounds like it's pretty minor, but that could get kind of annoying, you know, just constantly wondering if, is it on? Oh yeah, it's working. Oh no, it's not working. Is it working now? Da 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 da, whatever. That takes away focus from being on the road, looking in front of you. You're looking down at your gauge to see. You're looking over here to try to figure this out. You're using brain power to try to figure everything out, you know, as opposed to focusing more on just riding. This is a solid bike though. I'm pretty happy with it. If I was to put this up on a scale to, let's say, the Softail Standard, because I think that would be the closest competitor to it. They're about the same price, about $15K. Looking at those two together, that's tough. I like the handlebars of the Softail Standard. The controls on this one I like better than the Softail Standard, but to be fair, I hate both of them. So that doesn't really play too much of a factor because that would probably be the first thing that I change. The exhaust note on this sounds way better than the Softail, which is nice. This one also comes black instead of chrome, but you're gonna replace that anyway 99% of the time. So it's tough. This standard gauge doesn't really do anything for me. It's just a regular old gauge. The Softail comes with the minimalistic gauge on it, which is very nice. It looks really, really good. But this one has sport mode, standard mode, and touring mode. I think I would have to give it to the Chief between the two. I mean, if I'm really gonna sit here and compare apples to oranges, I feel like this is more of an enjoyable bike. But as it sits, walking off the floor, Indian Chief, I think you're a winner. Fix that turn signal, and then I think it'd be good. Putting the mini apes on this, a little bit more forward control, especially from the factory, not having to worry about anything, that would make this bike absolutely wonderful. All right, there it was. Indian Chief.
What's up, Whiskey Chasers? Welcome back to the city. So this video went a little long. That's okay. That means that next week I'm gonna have 2 more Indian bikes ready for you, which will be super fun. If you're new here, my name is Chase. This is the Whiskey Chaser channel. We do motorcycle related content around New York City. Please check out all the links down below. I have a Patreon. We're trying to get to 10 of those, and I might have something a little special for that first 10 Patreons. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you are returning, thank you so much. Please don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Love you guys so much. Please come back next week for part 2.